hello, and welcome to Nails for the Week. My name is Lori, and I hope you're having an absolutely fabulous day today. I know I am because you're here and we get to play in the nail room. So let's get started. Okay, so this is our third installment of the Diamond Dip and Dab system, and we're going to get started right away with number 49. I'm using Young Nails monomer today with all of these swatches, and I'm going to tell you what I've learned. This system is a pat and pull system, definitely. You can't just paint it on the nails. And what else? You have to work with it pretty dry. And I think, if I'm thinking right, all of these are pretty nice. There's a couple marblers, but not too bad at all. I did want to mention something to you guys. I'm not exactly sure. The other day, I was watching someone else do a swatch video on the Diamond Dip and Dab powders, but the thing is it was one of those. Oh, I got a little glitter or something in there. That's not good. It was one of those swatch videos where they take the bead of acrylic, they wipe it off on a piece of paper, on a paper towel, and along with wiping the bead off, they're wiping their brush off, cleaning it off at the same time that they're wiping their bead off. And she was constantly bragging, saying how her monomer was clean and how her paper towel was clean, where she was brushing her brush off again, and it was just constantly, look how clean, look how clean. And she thought that that somehow had something to do with the acrylic, and that didn't bother me near as much as when she started bashing other people, talking about how you're not good at acrylic or you're doing all this stuff wrong. If your paper towel has any color on it or any product on it, and I just wanted to tell you right here and right now, that is so not true. I know a lot of extraordinary acrylic techs that get color on their paper towel. There are far more reasons to have color on your paper towel than there is to not have color on your paper towel. If all you're doing is wiping your bead and your brush clean on, if you're just wiping a bead on a paper towel, of course your paper towel, the rest of it is going to be clean. There's no reason why it shouldn't be clean. I just, with her saying that, I felt like some people that may just be learning might think that it's not a good thing to wipe your paper towel off. And it really is. You need to wipe your paper towel off all the time. This one here is a little marbly, if you'll notice. And if you'll notice, I've got a big blob of product right there on my paper towel. It is far more important to keep your brush clean than it is to worry about whether you've got color on your paper towel or not. That, to me, is just absolutely ridiculous. There are so many different reasons why you would have color on your paper towel, and you should never ever feel bad if you have color on your paper towel. It is very nice to keep your monomer clean, so you try and keep your monomer as clean as you can by wiping your brush on your paper towel. It's important but it is very important to keep your brush clean. And yes, sometimes having color on your paper towel means different things. It doesn't mean that you're a poor acrylic tech. It doesn't mean that you're doing a bad job at all. It just means that you may have picked too much product up. You may have picked up the bead a little bit too wet or a little bit too dry, or you may have had to mix the acrylic because it marbled, or you may have pushed up a little bit too much and gotten some into the tip of your brush. The product itself might be really highly pigmented and it just soaked up. It's just like if you put a drop of dye into water, it's not going to just stay a drop. It's not going to stay a little round drop in that water. It's going to disperse. So when you have monomer in your brush, of course it's going to, some of the dye from the acrylic powder is going to kind of suck up into the monomer in your brush. Now, most of it stays in the acrylic powder because of suction, when that, that acrylic powder is dry, so it's sucking all the moisture out of your brush to make itself moist, but still, you can still get a little bit of transference. I guess basically what I'm trying to say is, do not go by the amount of product or color on your paper towel. Do not feel bad if you feel like you need to wipe your brush off. It's far more important to keep your brush clean. And yeah, that's it. It's just far more important to keep your brush clean. It doesn't mean anything to have product on your brush. Now these are the neon colors right here. This is a neon color, neon pink. It's very, very pretty, but it also marbles. And that's just normal, pretty much normal for any neon color across the board. I'm sorry I'm out of shot. I know it's terrible. And look at how much color is on my paper towel. Yep, say it loud, say it proud. I make a mess. That's what that paper towel is for. If it was always going to be just clean, you would never have to have a paper towel there in the first place. Right? Right. So don't worry about it. It's all good. You might look at that and go, am I messing around with the acrylic a little early? Because you really shouldn't put it on the swatch or on the nail until it's polymerized. So until it turns to actual liquid. So if you generally if you put it on your brush, get your bead, let it turn itself to liquid. If you can put it on the nail just before it turns itself to liquid or right after it turns itself to liquid, that is the best way to do it. And if you do it before it turns itself to liquid, don't mess with the bead until after. If you notice, I definitely, for these swatches, I put it on there before it turned to liquid. But I will also say that this system has a very wide range of as far as how long it takes to polymerize. So, working with another neon, and of course the neon is a really bad marbler, but doing our best to lumpy bumpy it through with this really crappy brush that I have. Yeah, it's a bad brush. Super, super tiny and just, it's pretty awful. If you notice, I'm kind of wiping it on backwards or upside down instead of dropping it like I would a normal bead. That usually helps to keep the color on top. Is generally when a bead marbles, the color sinks to the bottom, and then, well, it sinks to the bottom of the bead, and when you're placing that bead on, you're putting it on bottom first. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I think I threw this brush away after this nail. It's a brand new brush, and I was just like, oh my god, this is terrible. But it was a size 8, and it was like, it was super tiny, super thin. The handle itself was just, think of one of those small straws and very short. It was awful. This one's a little marbly too. more of a pastel, but definitely marbly. This one's it's kind of like a pastel neon. You know, I thought at first that maybe it was going to be like transparent, but it's not. Just know that if you get this color, it is a beautiful color, but if you get it, it is marbly. But it can be worked out and fixed without a problem. Seeing how I fix the marble is I just basically scoop it up and bring it onto itself and squish it together and just keep doing that until it's good. If you notice some of these I am messing with a little bit early. Mostly it's I'm only doing one nail. Hurry up and get ready. Hurry up and get moving. But I really liked this color. I thought it was pretty. Way too much product, but you know. This is such a pretty pastel yellow. Yeah. Blues. Blues are notoriously bad marblers. I think in every type of acrylic or every acrylic system that I've purchased, there's a marbly blue in there. But what do? Just do the best you can, work it out. Get color on your paper towel and call her good. Wasn't too bad to work with, but a marbler. We've got another marbler. Another blue. only real problem that I have with marblers, like, you see how that one's not even really very, I didn't mix it very well, but is the fact that if it is a fast setting acrylic, you're losing a lot of time mixing it. And it's harder to get it flat and nice. Yet another marbler, but yes, yet another blue. Isn't this a pretty green? Although I definitely put too much liquid in it, but what do you do? I've definitely not mastered the art of the perfect bead every time. And with acrylic too, it's one of those things. It's not like riding a bike. Takes time to learn and easy to forget. And that is the end of that. We'll go ahead and run through all of them for you. All the color with them top coated. Okay, I do have all of these colors, so I will be swatching the entire Diamond Dip and Dab collection, Dip, Dab, and Ombre collection, and I will be doing a video at the end after I swatch all of them, comparing and contrasting the different colors of each swatch or each number. If you're interested in that, then stick around. Give me a like and a subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when that posts. And I will see you again next time. Bye!